Hi, my name is Guy Fredrickson. Today is Sunday, July 5th, 2026, and this is an update on the Martinac. Most recently, I've been working on the molding or the trim on the outside of the boat. Most recently, I installed the bow molding. This is 4 pieces of laminated white oak, about 2 inches wide, 1/4 inch thick, and it goes all the way underneath the boat to the end of the keel. And the final attachment is 5/16 inch carriage bolts, silicon bronze, that are about 7 inches long and bolted from the inside. This piece of molding I put on about a year ago. And again, most recently, I worked on it from this point all the way to the transom. And as I've described earlier, the problem here was this transition piece. So this molding is uniform dimension from here all the way to the bow. Back here, this molding is uniform dimension from here all the way to the transom. So those were pretty straightforward. But this piece transitions from rectangular to square at this end. And to complicate things further, the hull is warped in here, as I've described in previous videos. They had pads on here that were pressing up against the hull over probably decades, and it warped the hull. So this was a little tricky to fit. I'm not that satisfied with the job I did, but it got it pretty close. And today I fastened it and bedded it in 5200. So both sides are done now. Then there's the splash rail. So I restored the original wood, cleaned it up, made some repairs, laid it out. So it's fastened with 1/4 20 machine screws, silicon bronze. And then I had to make sure that these fasteners don't interfere with the screws that hold the stainless steel trim on. So those are done. And now I'm back working on the inside. So I've replaced all the framing on the inside of the boat. Everything running front to back is permanently attached. Everything going side to side is not yet permanently attached, but this is what I'm going to focus on next. And then up on top here, those are the engine stringers that will run from back here up forward. So I got things prepped to install the seal for the rudder. And those are holes for the prop shaft bracket underneath the boat. And then that's all set up for the shaft log. And I'll have, of course, the seal at the end of the shaft log. So some of this lumber here has to be cut out of the way to make room for the engine. But I've mocked up the engine, which I'll show, and I think I showed it in the past already, but I'll show it again in the future. I have an engine mock-up that I can set in here to figure out how that's gonna fit without actually dealing with the real engine. Okay, that's where I am for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.